always have coffee when I watch Radar. You know that.
Of course I do, sir.
Everybody knows that.
Of course we do, sir!
All right. Whenever I go the retro route on PC, I have to consciously remember that everything is laid out differently. There's more than just a blank screen behind me today. It is Wednesday, May 3rd. We're going to try something a little differently for today's stream. I've been crushing a little hardcore into Destiny as of late. So, let's just let it play. I might want to unmute the damn game. Oh my god. Ooh. It's really loud. I'm glad. I'm actually kind of glad that that was muted. Holy shit. Let's see here. Let's go with... You know, I'm actually happy that that was muted. That's the thing that kind of sucks about these retro games is there's no standard for the audio to follow. Everything is individual. Let's see here. That's how, you know what? There we go. Okay, I think we're good. Man, oh man, does this bring me back. This is why I like to call this Retro and Reminisce. I remember as a kid, seeing this in the arcades, and it was literally the greatest thing on the planet, because we couldn't get anything like this at home. I'm setting something up as I talk here. We could not get anything like this at home. The closest we ever got, back in the day, was Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, which was a home port for the NES of, actually, this. And I can't remember when it came out. I should know this. But I believe it went Ninja Turtles Arcade, Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game for the NES, because the first one was the Konami exclusive for the console. And then Turtles in Time came out. And then Manhattan Project was the follow-up, since they didn't want to do the arcade port, I assume. So, I like to do 4-player simultaneous play on this, which is a lot of fun. We'll do that starting on a second stage. I think it boils down to, who do we want to play as first? This never gets old, man. That is so cool. So I'm just pausing it so I could realign it on my screen here. So I could kind of see the chat a little bit. All right. I think Raphael... Oh, player 4. We're just giving ourselves free credits.
Cowabunga! Fire!
Hang on, April.
Hang on, April.
Hang on to the fire, April. They could just play that throughout the entire... Oh, Raphael does, that's right. Oh, that sucks. Now, keep in mind, this is like early 90s, super late 80s. And sadly, this is still better than about, I'd say 80% of games available today. But most importantly, it's just aged so well. I mean, it's a byproduct of its time for sure, right? You know, you have the somewhat antiquated chiptunes, if you want to call it that, and, you know, just tinny sound effects, but this was back in a day and age where developers would use hardware limitations to their advantage, meaning they were forced to be further creative with it. This is incredible stuff, man. And it doesn't matter how you consume this, whether it's through a collection you purchased. Yo, what's up, Lordy? How you doing, man? Welcome to something that's not Destiny today on the stream. This is the original Ninja Turtles arcade game. But this was in a day and age where hardware concessions led to better creativity because developers were forced out of their comfort zone. You know, Raphael is always my favorite character to play as, but he kind of sucks in this. You know, when I was a kid, Michelangelo was my favorite. Oh, there's a map there on the wall. On the left-hand side, I pause it. The screen is darker. That is a map. I've never fucking noticed that before. That is really cool. Michelangelo was my favorite as a kid. I kind of leaned into Donatello, but my personal favorite, thanks to the original film, not The Secret of the Ooze, not Turtles 3, not any other Ninja Turtles film, movie outside of the original film, Raphael is always my favorite. He was the angsty loner who was super tough, but inside, no pun intended, inside his shell, he was a softie. Raphael is the best. Raph sucks! Well, in a game, he sucks. Ah. Okay, so one thing we're going to do here. We're going to go to cheats. And we're not going to turn your specific cheats on per se, but what we're going to do is we are going to enable autofire. Okay. So now, we don't even need to put the effort in to tap the buttons. This is actually, this makes a lot more sense. I like how the music... Is that a bong on a table above my head? Or is that like... That looks like a hookah. I'm sorry. But that totally looks like a hookah. Or maybe it's the I Dream of Genie Vaz. I don't know. Man, we already lost the life? Holy fuck. Oh, it's Rocksteady! This is so cool. I love the boss thing here, and how he gets squished into the wall. He's weak! Shell shock! Got him! Shredder's so cool. Come on after that Shredder creep! Okay, so what I like to do here in these arcade games is I like to do 4-player simultaneous. So how does that happen? A lot of Cowabungas, my dudes. go. Now we are all 4 turtle characters at the same time. And this is... this is awesome! So we just want to make sure their sprites align. And we're good. All you do is you just map all characters to the... or all players to the same buttons. It's awesome. You just want to make sure they're all kind of clustered together. There we go. This is actually really cool. What does that say? Amy's? Turtlo? I'm trying to read that sign with the pumpkin face on. That's really hard to read.
Keep the tide.
Oh shit, did we just get... I broke the game. I just broke the game. What the fuck just happened? What the fuck? Fine. Alright. This has never happened to me before. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but now we have all 4 turtles at the same time, so... I hope that doesn't happen again, because we may have a problem. I think... You know what? Hold on a sec. That might be due to the, The hell? There we go. Auto fire. Let's turn off the auto fire, because if we have this cheat set... it's funny that this is a cheat. But if we have this on while the game boots up, it goes through its diagnostics, it will not boot. So I'm assuming that might have something to do with it. Oh, dude, I didn't realize the embers fall. That is so cool. There are also more enemies on the screen when you have more than 2 players, I think? So far, Raph is in the lead. Everybody huddle up. Toil. Ah! we go. All right, so we gotta test this theory now. And notice there will be 4 turtles on the screen now, which I think is so cool. We're taking a screenshot of that. Shredder, where's your hand? Is that why April's beating on you? Oh, he threw him against the parking meter. That's awesome. Whoops. Yeah, of course, Michelangelo, right? Alright, this is about where it happened. Ah, there we go. So notice how I couldn't jump up because the turbo was on, and therefore it was counting as 2 quick taps. I'm just adding credits so everyone's equal. There we go. Oh, we attacked the lady on a skateboard. I love how they jump out through windows. You don't get these parts of stages anymore in any type of side-scrolling game, like where the screen goes diagonally and things are interactive on that diagonal slice, if you want to call it that. Watch out for that billboard, guys. Oh, really? Ah! This is awesome. I've developed the best strategy guide here for Bebop. Rocksteady's the rhinoceros. Rocksteady, rhinoceros, Bebop, 4. Right? Is that proper logic or no? Oh, the sewer stage. And you know, thinking about it, like, this game's, like, design document is ridiculously easy if you think about it. I mean, in like, the Eastern realm of development back in the day, it was more like, what's the proper word? Like pictograms or like drawings? Like, in Western design philosophies, you had more like written essays. Like, the developer's like, okay, we'd like to present to you this is what you're gonna do, blah, blah, blah. But if you break down the Ninja Turtle games here, at their core, it's scroll from left to right through a stage, beating the crap out of foot soldiers, because, you know, they're the horde enemy. And then you face a boss, which is a signature Ninja Turtles character. So, Rocksteady, Bebop, Baxter Stockman, etc., right? It's so simple. And if you really break down Turtles in Time, it's the same game on better hardware. So the sprites are bigger and more detailed. There's more frames of animation. The soundtrack is improved, and there's a lot more intricacy, if any, to boss battles. So it goes to show you that no matter what the application, if you're creative with it, that level of creativity will take your title above and beyond the rest. I mean, there are dozens upon dozens upon dozens of side-scrolling beat-em-ups in here. And the few that stand out in my mind, obviously number one is Alien vs. Predator. And then without any type of nomenclature, I would say the Ninja Turtle games, Dungeons and Dragons, the Punisher from Capcom. Konami and Capcom were really the two premier side-scrolling beat-em-up developers. I mean, X-Men, hello, anybody? X-Men. That song was great. That's literally how it sounded. It's so cool how they come up out of the water. Ah, the rockets! Everybody huddle up. I do appreciate the fact that all of the turtles have different stances, which is really cool. And they all look at the screen and blink. That is so cool. Like breaking the fourth wall. Come on, Raph, come up! Yippee-yi-yay, it's yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Damn, he went down quick! Holy shit!
Come and get him, yell brain.
Before we rape him. That bestiality or is that sexual assault, man? You gotta explain the rules to me here. The sound effect is so much better in the sequel. Ah! I always forget which one it. I'm sorry, I can never remember which one it is. This is a short-ass stage. Holy crap.
Keep the time.
This is kind of cheap, not gonna lie. Like, you're recycling the plots. Come on, man. Oh, that's right. You can get him to headbutt. I forgot about that. Who's April gonna kiss? I think it's the one with the highest score. Is it Raph? Yes! She kissed Raphael. Which is interesting because he was the one who had a crush on her in the original film. Haha, we're canon today. You can actually see the line in the texture right underneath Leonardo's sword. Could you see it on output? I don't. Yeah, it's harder to make out on output. But if you look really close, I'm going to use this opportunity. You could see the texture line. It goes straight from the barrier up ahead or up above. Okay. Whoa! Hey, that's vehicular manslaughter, my friend. So yeah, you can see they all have the same walking animation, but their idle animations are different. It just said waggle joystick? Hold on a second. Hit buttons. Waggle! Wow, it actually said waggle. Holy fuck. That's crazy, dude. What's weird is you can see the car. There it is. It's stalking us throughout the entire stage. Yeah, Raph is leading the way, followed by Leo, then Donnie, and then Mikey. And the barriers there will hurt you if you walk into them, which is really cheap. And now the skateboard stage? Yes. Oh, I love the fans. I remember seeing this as a kid. I was like, whoa, that's the coolest thing ever! Whoa, the fans! They went the fans and, like, just wave the customers out of it. Damn it! This fucking water bottle. Time, it's by me. It always knocks over. Get over there. Okay. that's it for the stage? Yeah. Oh, Leo's in the lead, 103. All right. I think Splinter was driving that, or nobody. Come on, let's bust this joint.
You gotta save Splinter.
You gotta admit, this 4-player simultaneous is actually kind of cool. And you're, you know, as a new player, you're like, oh, is this another boss? Just like they said. If you do not know how to deal with those, like, turrets, they are a pain in the ass. Oh, this is, General Trag's buddy? I forget. Dude, he's going down. What? Holy shit! Oh, Raph is now in 4th place. Shit! Lump of coal.
Thank you, my turtles.
Oh, the Technodrome! Yeah, baby. We gotta find a Technodrome. Okay, wait. Gotta find a Technodrome. That is... The blurb reads out after we've just seen and jumped into the Technodrome. Seriously, people? We gotta find it as we jump towards it. Where's the Technodrome? I think this is close. I'm thirsty. You have 10 health increments. So, let's see here. So, Leo has 126 points. Second place is Donnie with 111. Mikey has 107 points, and Raph has 100. Guys, where's the Technodrome? Can you guys tell me where the Technodrome is? Good luck, guys. guys. Huddle up, huddle up, huddle up, huddle, huddle, huddle. Whoa, what? Dude, some of the hit detection in it is highly questionable. And look at the slowdown. Oh, this is great. Back when hardware was pushed beyond its limits. Remember, arcade hardware was custom built per game. That's why each arcade unit was so expensive. Not only were you paying for the custom arts for each cabinet, but the monitor and, of course, the custom chipset that was made for each individual game. Each individual game was unique. It was pretty cool. It followed a standard eventually, like CPS2, whatever the midway system was, the Wolf unit, T unit. Cool kids who had disposable cash would be the ones who were huddled around the most in the arcade. Oh, did that just load? Or there was a little bit of a stutter there?
Keep the pizza time.
So there's a story. As a kid, they had this actual arcade game at Jimmy's in West Haven here in Connecticut. And if anybody remembers Jimmy's, you'd walk in and there was kind of like the waiting area, that little hallway that wound and angled left. And then in front of you was the walkway to the main seating area, and to the right was like the ballroom and the bar. And to your immediate left was a code area that usually had 2 arcade machines in it and a payphone. And where do you think I spent most of my nights when my grandmother would bring me with her? It's like, hey, Damien, I know they got your arcade game. You want to come with us? I'm like, okay. So I had 20 bucks. And I made it to here on $20. And I remember going home, I was so excited that I made it that far. My mom's like, son, what happened to that 20 bucks that you had? I'm like, oh, I spent it on Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. What? I didn't care.
Look, the turtle.
And you can see why I lost that 20 bucks, because he's so cheap. But yeah, I just about made him to halfway health, I believe. And then I think there's Krang, and then Shredder. Ooh, gold. Oh, God. Krang's android body is so cool, man. getting flashbacks to when James Avery was the voice of Uncle Phil. Was the voice of the Shredder? Which, I mean, come on, I gotta share this, man. I gotta share this. Fires and everything. But here he is, in the plastic, Uncle Phil, aka the Shredder. He is on my desk, on the side of my monitor, and I see him every day. It is so cool. I also have, actually, speaking of the devil, got Crane here. This is who we are fighting. I don't have the new android body. I have the original android body from the old school Playmates lineup. These two you just saw were part of the NECA lineup, but the Krang is about, I would say, knee big. About 13 inches. 13 inches of Krang. Wow. Man, I consumed Ninja Turtles like a fiend when I was a kid. But I think kids during my day and age did. I mean, it was Ninja Turtles, awesome R-rated cinema, and like Thundercats, Transformers, G.I. Joe. It's like, again, you had to be there.
Invincible.
So the one with the helmet on, amidst all the clones, is the real one. The one whose helmet falls off is a clone, therefore he's weaker, and he has that one hit kill at the mutagen guy. Kinda hard to keep track. I gotta stay huddled up. There he goes. He's getting weak. It's cool how we see him unmasked. We don't normally see that in any type of Ninja Turtles media. Well, originally, then towards, the rest, Towards the latter stretch of the Turtles, we kind of started seeing his face more. But the original comic, we didn't see his face. At least I don't think so. Freak the Foots, Mangle the Mousers, and Total Detectadrome. Where's the Detectadrome? That's Turtle Power! But what about the Shredder and Krang? Burn to toast, vaporize to milkshake, or escape to Dimension X? Until we know, none of us can sleep safely in our beds or shells. Classic, man. This is so cool. I'm so glad I decided to stream this. I wanted to do this for a little while, but Destiny kept getting in the way. All right. So, we're going to do Turtles in Time next. I already have it set up. Let's go for it. Okay, so I need to make sure this is appropriately sized. And I need to adjust. I need to adjust the scan lines. Scan lines that are on too thick do not look good on output. You're going to see some thing around here. Perfectly normal. Oh, this is new. All right, there we go. so let's see what this looks like. Winners don't use drugs. They sell them. Oh, yeah, that doesn't look good. Okay, so. Slider controls. With the window in the front, it looks like Win Rugs. Whoever plays this game and beats it on one try gets free rugs. All right, let's check the audio here. Oh man. So again, this goes to show you what happens when you have a great idea that translated near perfectly for what the idea was, and you then translate it to better hardware. More sound, deeper sound, more colorful graphics. 1991, by the way. And just an overall, I wouldn't say better, but a further refined experience. And this is just... Dude. My toes! I will say, though, the SNES conversion was a little better due to the fact that you could turn off auto dashing. Or auto sprinting. 16. 5'1"? He's small, man. Let's see. Let's go to 160 each. This is all we're doing for the stream, by the way. This is April O'Neil reporting.
This is April O'Neil reporting.
Love it.
Hey, Krang! Bring that statue back, you bloated beanbag!
This is so cool. Attack! Dude, the music. You immediately and automatically hear the difference. Like, this is just bigger and better. This is one of the greatest arcade games ever made. I believe that Ninja Turtles and X-Men use like the same engine style or same base engine, because the sprite styling and the sound styling is pretty much identical. I don't know if they share the same engine or not, but if you play X-Men and Ninja Turtles, the original, you will instantly feel the similarities. Even Sunset Riders, which is sadly forgotten in most cases. I mean, there was the excellent SNES score.
Pizza time! Pizza time! Prepare to die!
And now you could slam enemies left to right if you could grab them properly. It's a little harder in the arcade version. I just did it there by accident. I think you have to stun them and then grab them as they keel over. And then you could throw them into the screen. And you could dash into a slide or a flip and a kick. I'm not entirely sure. Like, the implementation of these systems is really basic. If you want a more, there we go. If you want a more in-depth, structured
Pizza time!
fighting game, or arcade fighter, or side-scrolling beat-em-up, play Alien vs. Predator. It literally is the best. In the newest Ninja Turtles remake, Jeff Goldblum will play Baxter Stockman. That's delivered. Does anybody not get that? Anybody? Ah. And they all do the Cowabunga thing? Love it. That's so cool!
Alley Cat Blues.
Metalhead. The soundtrack in this game is fucking awesome, dude.
Cool off, sucker.
It's so colorful and fun, man. By every stretch, this is the better game. But the original is still the original, and that is still special. But this here, this is like pure Ninja Turtles, like fan service, and just it strikes every checklist available. Like, it's fun. You have all the different foot soldiers. You have the perfect characterization of the turtles. Fun factor, especially with friends. I mean, I'm just playing with myself right now, which didn't even sound right. I'm sorry.
Pizza time.
We were supposed to get that as the guys jump out, but those boxer bots were a pain in the ass.
Cool off, sucker.
Yo, you better cool off, sucker. My bros and I show you what's up, yo.
Pizza time.
So each time you kill a thing, whether it's a foot soldier or I think a boss, it's 1 point.
Pizza time.
And that's it. So you can kind of do the math as to how many foot soldiers these guys taken off for each turtle is murdered, defeated, whatever. I like Raphael just kicking the air in the corner there. I believe I still have the action figure somewhere. Such a cool action figure line. Chrome Dome is one of my favorites too. Triceraton, Super Shredder, Mutagen Man. Oh my god.
Cowabunga. Sewer surfing.
Hey, it is totally not the alien from Aliens. Fun fact: the little arcade game that I have as my overlay in the corner, if you look closely, it's actually a Mortal Kombat 1 arcade machine. You can see the 5 buttons and the start button. Appropriate play. That was a pain in the ass to make. I actually had to stencil that out. My toe! My toe! Huddle together, guys. Huddle together. Ah! That's cheap, man! I would say, like, Donnie and Mikey would be the best turtles to play through the game solo on. Because their supers travel when you hit both attack buttons. I'm sorry. Let me start over. So you have, in Turtles here, you have the start button, you have attack, and you have jump. And if you hit attack and jump at the same time, detecting movement, or is it just... When you hit attack and jump at the same time, you get the super attack. So for Mikey and Donnie, they lurch forward, and it's twice the attack power. So if a foot soldier takes 2 hits with your regular button press of attack to defeat, the simultaneous press takes 1. So Raph jumps in place, Leo swings in place, and Mikey and Donnie go forward, as you can see. So and I believe you also have invincibility frames. So playing as Donnie or Leo, I'm sorry, Donnie or Mikey would be the way to go. And I always thought it was interesting that two turtles had metal weapons, right? Leonardo and Raphael. 2 turtles had wooden weapons, Michelangelo and Donatello. 2 turtles had longer weapons, Leonardo and Donatello, and 2 turtles had shorter weapons, which is Raphael and Michelangelo. Yeah, weird. There are 2 vehicle stages in Turtles in Time, where you're on a surfboard, I should say. We have the underground sewer stage, and then the futuristic highway later on in the game. Why don't the foot soldiers get hurt when they ride over those, huh? What's up with that?
Pizza time.
This is perfect. In the SNES version, I believe it was wrecking.
Wearing thin. I'm banishing you to a time warp from which you will never return.
Love the rotation effects. This is so cool. I think the first one is Prehistoric Turtlesaurus. Prehistoric Turtlesaurus, that's right. We fight some clay monster. And there were no transparent effects back in the day. So the trees are annoyingly a full assets. And it's cheap to fall behind them. I love how the freaking foot soldiers drop it into the pterodactyl. That is so cool. And how did the Shredder populate all of these historic areas with the foot soldiers? Did he plan this all along? Is it improv too? Did he send foot soldiers along with the turtles? These are questions that remain unanswered that are very important to our childhood. If anybody knows the answer, sound off, man. Oh, dude, it turned dark. That is awesome. I forgot about this detail. My favorite stage in the game is the pirate stage, thanks to the soundtrack. I've noticed that a lot throughout all of my childhood favorites, is all of my favorite stages are usually that because of the soundtrack. And this looks spectacular on outfit, by the way. It's so colorful. And HLSL, if you are running MAME, with the appropriate version. I think earlier versions of the game do not support HLSL. Turn it on. For the love of God, turn it on. You'll notice here, I pause it just as that explosion went off. It leaves ghosting frames from first to last within that instance, or that timing. And it makes the games look so much better. Because if you turn it off, you actually get to see all the different levels of pixelation, which were designed that way, but the way the pixels appeared on CRT monitors, the phosphor monitors, it would leave a ghosting effect. And HLSL emulates that to an excellent degree, and it makes the whole experience smoother. Trust me when I tell you, I was against it for the longest time. I was like, oh, I like to have my pixels in their raw appearance form. Now we don't need HLSL, and I turned it on one day, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is incredible. I love how the dinosaurs ran away. Oh, and they breathe fire. That's right.
Suncream.
Sunscreen, dude, not sun cream. That sounds dirty.
Pizza time.
Dude, it's Clayface from Batman the Animated Series. Seriously.
Man, I just had a shower.
I think this boss was cut from the SNES version. I cannot remember. I should go through that one day.
Cowabunga!
Love it. Oh, Shredder's on a rock. I forgot about that. Hold on a second here.
Skull and crossbones.
Okay, just making sure my audio level is appropriate. Dude, the music in this stage is so good. This is easily one of the best sounding stages in any beat 'em up. It just gets you pumped, man.
Forgot the sun cream. For my toes, forgot the sun cream.
Ah, dude, so they can either hit your foot, burn your face, or set you on fire. That's amazing.
My toes. Seasick. My toes.
My nose! My toes!
Seasick. Pizza power! My toes!
Ah, that's awesome!
feel seasick. Forgot my toes, my toes. Yeah. Forgot the sun cream. Pizza time. Pizza time.
Oh, Mike, you got the pizza. Haha. That's almost poetic.
No. No. No.
It's Toka and Razor from Ninja Turtles 2, the only noteworthy thing from the entire film. No, movie outside of Shredder. That is not a film. I'm sorry, that is a movie. As a kid, it was great. Then you grow up and you're like, this really sucks. It had some interesting ideas, but why are the Turtles using their weapon? Why is April a different actress? Michelangelo's supposed to use his nunchucks, not sausages. And Vanilla Ice was in it. I mean, there's that, right? He turns into a little snapping turtle. Actually, Toka and Razor, Toka the snapping turtle, I would assume, was the on-screen iteration, or the live-action iteration, of Slash here. Slash was kind of like the oh, I didn't realize I didn't put his bandana on. But yeah, this is awesome, by the way. As you can tell, I'm a huge turtle nut. I have Raphael, Casey Jones, movie Shredder, cartoon Shredder, cartoon Krang. Actually, movie Raphael and Casey Jones. Yeah, good stuff. Which one's the ugly one? And he's a little puppy. Aw, he's a little wolfy. Aw, he's so cute.
Cowabunga!
I can always enjoy Cowabunga. Or like, sorry. Oh, the Western stage. Sunset Riders, anyone?
Shell at Wounded Knee.
And we fight Leatherhead, another cartoon character. Yeah, this is what happens when you marry Sunset Riders and Ninja Turtles, which is fucking awesome. The foot soldiers on horseback gets me every time. You know, it's so sad, man. It is so sad. I am having a ball streaming these two games today. It's a shorter stream, obviously. But I am having more fun with this than I have had all year. Now, granted, Dead Space Remake was phenomenal, but that's a different genre, right? But still, it's a different game. It's still amazing, but it's different. It's a different genre altogether, but it's still a game. That's the takeaway. Hogwarts Legacy was awesome. I am a Destiny addict through and through. I openly admit that. I don't care. I love my Destiny. I'll probably grind a little bit after the stream. But I cannot remember the last time I had this style of specific fun in a new game. Dead Space was a little different. I purely, honestly enjoyed Dead Space Remake. Through and through, front to back, left to right. Just incredible. But I already played that. Hogwarts Legacy, it was Hogwarts, which was excellent. But it's that open world formula, which they did a great job. I highly recommend Hogwarts Legacy. Excellent. It made you feel like you were inhabiting that world, and that's not an easy. But outside of that, if you look at the releases that came out this year, especially on PC. Like, you look at Last of Us Remake on PC, like, yikes. Redfall and Jedi, whatever the fuck. Not Fallen Order, but the sequel to Fallen Order. Like, what's going on here? Seriously, like, what is going on? Why are games from nearly 30 years ago that much? Oh, I know why. Because they shipped complete. And they were self-contained levels of enjoyment. I could go on an entire tangent on this, but I am having more fun with this than I have had with anything modern in a long time. I think Destiny 2 is by default, but I think Elden Ring was truly the last great game, like, newest game that I played where I was, like, fully engrossed. Assassin's Creed Origins as well. That took me by storm, man. Immortals Phoenix Rising was a surprise, but this is like 2, 3, 4 years ago. Like, what's going on? What's going on with the gaming industry? And I think that's why a lot of people are boarding the retro train, because these games will always be here. They were released in a completed state, warts and all. But I mean, what? This is 1991, okay? 2001. This game is 32 years old, and it still holds up perfectly today. Now, you could play the new Ninja Turtles, Revenge of the Shredder, or whatever it is. I should know. I honestly don't care. Like, we could play that, but it's modern, but it's not the same. I say, if you do want a good modern take on something, play Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That's an Ubisoft game. That's insane. All right, enough of that. And thinking about interviews with people who have worked on retro games, whether it be Nintendo or like the 8-bit era, the 16-bit era, or the arcade era. Which, how would you quantify arcade games? Would it be like 32-bit? I think it was individual per game. Anyway, one of the developers of Contra, which I remember this like verbatim, he said, we were restricted by hardware, so we were forced to be more creative. That's where that quote comes from that I always repeat, right? Like, I think it was like Legend of Zelda, key examples, Legend of Zelda, NES, Contra NES, even Ninja Turtles NES, the original. I loved the Ninja Turtles NES game. It was very weird, but it was very good. Even Batman, those are very good examples of, like, PCM style, like, I wouldn't say chiptune, but around that style of genre. Right? It hovers around that genre. They were so limited, they had to make something catchy that could loop indefinitely. So I think, like, the basic loop is about no longer than 60 seconds. No shorter than 30, no longer than 60. And it looped over and over and over again. So, for instance, another good example, like a stinger, is that iconic Konami pause sound. Ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-ba-da. I'm doing a bad job of eloquently conveying that sound, but you know what I'm talking about. Ba-da-ba-da. Contras, Ninja Turtles, any Konami game, even on the SNES, they gave it more depth. But that soundbite was restricted to the amount of processing power and memory they had. So they had to be very, very sure that the loop they were creating was going to be catchy and good, because you heard that over and over and over again for the game's duration. I mean, do we need to go any further or say any more than Super Mario Brothers or Legend of Zelda? I mean, the overworld theme for Legend of Zelda or the dungeon theme? I mean, Koji Kondo, dude, hello. Even the athletic theme from Super Mario World. Like, even 16-bit games held true to that notion. But think about it. Like, we're hearing this awesome music in our ear. And it's just a loop that goes every 30 to 60 seconds it loops. And this is a very good example of that. Super catchy, very well orchestrated, but goddamn is it so good. And the ad is a nice touch.
Ooh, I feel seasick.
And remember, too, arcade games were designed to be even flashier. Because, you know, when nobody was playing the game, a track mode would play, and that was designed to get your attention. And then you were sucked into it. So by design, arcade games were meant to be flashy, catchy, and just really gotta get on the pizza. And just really appealing. And man, did it work. Oh my god. That is so fucking cool.
Ooh, I feel seasick.
Ah, dude, we can attack the projectiles. Interesting. Well, those are rockets. Okay, that's why.
Oh, good.
Pizza time! Pizza time!
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Sounded more like this in a cartoon. Imagine if you flash red when you were damaged in real life. Like somebody punches you in the face and you start flashing red for like 30 seconds until you recover. I used to have this t-shirt that was like the 12 rules or whatever, the 25 rules of video games. And you could pilot any vehicle known to man. You could pick up... You could pick up any type of food off the floor and eat it, no questions asked. You will start flashing red. You will start flashing red when taking damage. It was you could use any weapon or pilot any vehicle with no previous training. And then I think number 1 was The Princess is Always in Another Castle. I bought that at Hot Topic, like late 2000s, early 2010s. How the fuck am I remembering this? Neon
Night Riders.
Neon Knight Riders. That is certainly a Knight Rider reference. I mean, come on, man. Neon Knight Riders. Hello. This feels like a Back to the Future 2 reference in a way. The Skyway instead of Highway, get it? Well, Highway could work too. The High Skyway? I don't fucking know. Oh god, these guys again. chilling in like a dome with a helicopter on it.
Pizza time. Pizza time.
Huddle up, huddle up. This stage is awesome, but it's a little confusing with all of these scrolling going on here. And the 4 turtles going on around that at the same time. It's crazy. Like, remember, arcade machines were also designed to rob you of your coins. That was their shtick. And now it's Krang, I think?
Pizza time.
Whoa! So hold on a sec here. Score-wise, Donatello is an elite at 227. Michelangelo is second at 217. Leo is third, Leonardo, at 183. And Raphael is at 174.
Super Krang.
I think developers listened to player feedback of the first game because this Krang is far less annoying than the first Ninja Turtles Krang. God, he was so hard. Even on the NES version, dude. I ended up using Game Genie to beat that back in the day.
You're going to pay. Cowabunga!
Cowabunga, bro! And I think it's Technodrome now?
Starbase, where no turtle has gone before.
This is supposed to be the Technodrome. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, the future. Nice.
I'm trapped! I'm trapped!
Dude, it's so cool the way the enemies, like, materialize. That is awesome. So many cool little touches in this game. Ah! We were just out of reach!
Now I'm too cool.
And as you can see by that slam I just performed, you could take surrounding enemies out with it. It's one of the most powerful moves in the game, but it's really hard to do.
Pizza time.
And it was simplified quite a bit in the SNES version.
Now I'm too cool. Pizza power! Yeah.
Whoops.
I feel seasick.
Dude, this is so cheap. Oh, this boss. Nope. The Krang is just as annoying here.
Anyone got a pin? 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 I'm trapped! I'm trapped! Anyone got a pin? Anyone got a pin? Anyone got a pin? Anyone got a pin?
Dude, damn. Thank God! That was
boy's
annoying.
our way home.
My
Let's
thumb
go.
is starting to get indentations from this controller. I'm using the 8-bit Do FC30 Pro. This thing is actually really nice. I've had this in my possession since
Technodrome,
2017.
the
It's my
final
first time
shell
using it
shot.
on stream. Ever.
Turtle Soup, my favorite.
Dude, compared to the first game, it's kind of weaker. He already got them. Holy shit!
Cowabunga!
I like how Michelangelo just kind of laughed right there.
Ninja Turtles, our 4 reptilian heroes, have overcome the arch villain Shredder.
Awesome, man. It took us about 46 minutes apiece to go through each of these. Those two guys right there, the visual and graphic designers, and the sound designer, the trifecta. Eddie Beta? Hold on, let's see if we can put our initials in. Inui. Game over! All right, guys. We'll pause it on Raph. That's going to be it for today. A shorter stream, but far more focused, which is awesome. We'll go through some more retro goodness this week. I think we'll stick with Konami as a theme for tomorrow. We'll cherry pick some specific Konami arcade games to stream. This makes for a little more manageable streaming, I would say. It's shorter, it's to the point, it's sweeter, but it's really enjoyable. So to everybody watching, thank you so much. I'm going to post this to YouTube as soon as I'm done streaming. Thanks for checking me out once again. Thanks for chilling. I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your, what day is it? Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Peace out.